And 74 in West Plains. It is warm. It is humid. These dew points are in the middle and upper 60s. That's a very moist, sticky air mass, and that's going to fuel strong and severe storms through the afternoon and evening hours. Really cool picture of the clouds and what looked like a rain shower. Oh, wow. Do you see that? Do you see that lightning? You see the shadow here? That's some of the rain. The more data that we get, the better that our forecast can be. So on days where we've got severe weather, we do this more than once. So here we go, guys. We've got clearance from the airport. We know that there are no planes flying overhead, so we can let this baby go. That's the radio sign at the bottom that he was talking about. That's what's going to measure the temperature and all that as we head up. And there it goes, guys. As we get that line to come in, that's where we'll have that push of damaging winds to 70 miles per hour or greater and embedded tornadoes in here. Also some locally heavy rain and lightning. Very tightly wound. It is putting these wind alerts in effect for the entire state of Missouri and Iowa. Plus there are blizzard warnings as the wind couples with snow up in the Dakotas. You can see those snow bands up there. The reason why the year wound up so even though we had a severe drought, is because we started out with that extreme heavy rains. We have both extremes here for precipitation. Some honorable mentions: every single month had at least one daily record for at least one of our reporting sites in the Ozarks. That's incredible. We start out with sunshine on Tuesday. Oh my God. Okay, we'll be right back. What are you doing?
Here's Joe.
Guys, I'm in Disney World. No, it's actually I'm inside the National Weather Service, but it feels like it, right? So super cool. We're actually here because we just did that balloon launch, as you saw. We did that at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. It has to be done at a certain time nationwide, because what happens is we take that data from the balloon, put it into our computer models, and that's how we get all of these different forecast scenarios. Continuing to pop some of those pollen levels across the Ozarks. Yesterday, grasses and mold registered at moderate, trees at high, and weeds low. Now with these warm temperatures, again, that's going to come that increasing threat for pollen. And I wanted to show you this. When we've got these temperatures starting so warm so early in the season and then staying so warm so late in the season, the allergy season itself is growing. We just have more temperatures above freezing, more days where that pollen can thrive. In Springfield, that allergy season has grown by 18 days since 1970. That's almost 3 weeks. Cook the atmosphere, and that cooking is what's going to help fuel thunderstorms and then possibly some strong and severe thunderstorms by this afternoon and evening. Sweet gentleman stopped by with 20 bucks. So here we go. We're going to put it in the bucket. That's one step closer to that $1 million goal for 1,000 families that will last through 2019. These vultures are scavengers, meaning they eat dead animals like these, but it's an aggressive bird, so it's not out of the ordinary for it to attack live animals. Over half of Americans drink coffee every day, on average 3 cups a day. That's 66 billion cups a year. And even just here in Springfield, one of our own local coffee shops, they roast 400 to 600 pounds of beans a week.
Elisa, what's your deal?
I want to explain why.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Like,
she's raising her hand. She wasn't in the shot, so she's raising her hand like she's in class.
Okay, so the reason why is because it was very dry snow. And I just explained this to Kevin and Liz on KGBX because they were wondering, where did the snow come from if it wasn't in the forecast? You know, Jamie had talked about it last night. So what happened was this Arctic front came through. That air mass is very dry. Think of temperatures so cold. You know that saying, too cold to snow, right? It's just a very dry air mass. We got that lift on the front where it was able to spit out some of that snow, and that's what we got overnight. So it's a very dry snow. Our temperature right now is at literally 5 degrees, which is why it was very fluffy and you were able to just throw it off the car. As temperatures warm from climate change, we get the atmosphere supercharged with more moisture, so heavier rain is more likely, and then with sea level rise, we get more flooding. And that flooding, as we've seen in Mozambique and even in Missouri and Nebraska, that can contaminate the water with bacteria.
Extreme cold expected. Meteorologist Elisa Raffa joins us to bring some basic safety tips to the table for fans that are headed to the stadium.
Yeah, Joe, even though we'll have sunshine by tailgate, we've got Arctic air in place. We'll have a temperature of 23 with those real feels in the single digits. At kickoff, not much better. 20 degrees with clear skies. You'll need layers because we'll still have those real feels in the single digits. Now, it's not near the record. The record for the coldest kickoff at Arrowhead was 1 degree back in December of 1983 and 2016. So things that we want to remember in this bitter cold. Frostbite, well, what is that? That's when we have freezing of the skin and underlying tissues. That skin becomes red, it becomes numb, hard, and then pale. Hypothermia is a drop in that body temperature. Normal body temperature is 98.6 degrees. Hypothermia onset is below 95. Some of these warning signs of hypothermia is confusion, shivering, difficulty speaking, sleepiness, and muscle stiffness. That's the gust front that had those 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. And if we look at the radial velocity where we could see the wind data, look at the pink and the oranges. The pink and the oranges are up here at 40, 60, close to 80 mile per hour winds coming in with those storms. And this storm again was severe warned. Some of these peak gusts, not only in Branson but across the area, 74 miles per hour in Springfield, 54 in Battlefield. At the downtown airport here, 46 miles per hour. And in Branson, those winds were 50 to 60 miles per hour reported near Table Rock Lake.
All forecast first on KOLR 10 News, Ozarks First.
Good morning. A winter weather advisory goes into effect at 9 o'clock this morning and goes until midnight tonight for all of our Missouri counties and northwest Arkansas as well. It does end a little bit earlier to the west. It goes until 9 o'clock as that precipitation ends from west to east. Again, what this means is that we're looking at slick conditions through the day today because of snow and ice. Use caution and extra time. Drive slow and make sure you have that winter safety kit in the car. Lots of schools are closed and you're going to look out the window and be like, why? Nothing's happening right now. We've got dry roads and just some cloud cover out there, but you can see the snow and ice is not all that far away. It's in Oklahoma and Kansas, and it's on its way here. Temperatures much colder, about 20 to 25 degrees colder than yesterday. It's 27 in Springfield, 28 in Branson, 23 in Rolla, a little bit closer to freezing to the south and east. Winds are out of the north, and that's what's really bringing in this cold air. So some wind chills this morning are in the teens. So if you do need to head out the door or you got to take the kids out, make sure that you do bundle up. You'll need warm hats and gloves out there this morning. All right, our front came through yesterday. It's to the south. That's what unleashed all of this cold air. Then we've got the disturbance over to the west. You could see snow to freezing rain already in Oklahoma and Kansas, and then this is on its way here, arriving later on this morning. The issue with this forecast is that we've got still warm enough air for rain to the south. Remember, we were in the 60s yesterday, so that air mass is just down here. And then we've got that air mass that came in from the north that's cold enough for snow up in north and central Missouri. So we're going to be riding this line with a little bit of a wintry mix as we head through the afternoon. Hour by hour, you could see snow, freezing rain. All of that precipitation arrives after 9 or 10 o'clock this morning. We'll have snow up, especially for the northern half of the area, and then we're looking at a wintry mix from Springfield and areas to the south. We'll really see that mix come through in the afternoon. All of these pinks here, right? This corridor from Joplin to Springfield, West Plains down to that Missouri-Arkansas border. We're looking at freezing rain and sleet, some snow maybe around Springfield, and then areas to the north and central Missouri, and then more rain, especially north central Arkansas. We'll have the bulk of this exit by this evening, maybe some drizzle lingering by 7, 8, 9 o'clock, and then we clear everything by 10 or 11 tonight. Temperatures drop into the 20s by the overnight tonight with some cloud cover. We keep some cloud cover on Saturday with temperatures in the 30s. So here's that snow forecast. Yeah, temperatures stay cold enough up in central Missouri to have a mostly, if not all, snow event. We're looking at 2 to 4 inches of snow from Clinton through Lake of the Ozarks and then into Rolla. Then we'll have snow about 1 to 2 inches from Stockton through Lebanon and then over towards Salem and Eminence. Then around Springfield, we're looking at that transition zone, probably about an inch or so of snow and sleet as we tap into some of that freezing precipitation as well. Then you go south and here's that ice. Missouri-Arkansas border, about a 10 to 2/10 of an inch of ice. That does include areas around West Plains, Branson, and then into northwest Arkansas. We're looking at about a glaze of ice around Springfield and then areas in north central Arkansas there. So again, what to expect this morning, your commute will be fine. We'll see that wintry precipitation start up after 9 or 10 o'clock. It ends by this evening around 9 or 11 o'clock this evening. The bridges and overpasses will be slick first by lunchtime, then widespread slick roads come through by the evening commute. We'll have things impacted really, especially that dismissal and evening commute times. Looking long term, those temperatures do stay cold through the next 7 days. 30 degrees today. We'll have snow and ice and slick roads. 21 overnight. Everything ends before midnight. 39 tomorrow. Lingering clouds. Another shot at rain and snow comes through late, but that looks pretty light.